What's up guys, welcome back to Feed the Beast Interactions. Today we're going to carry on working on this page. Not many quests left to go. I think we'll start off by working on upgrading our armour. We're not just going to make the requirements for that, we are going to make the Draconic boots as well, just in case we decide we want to do that quest. So in order to make all of that, we're going to need 20 Wyvern cores. These are quite expensive. Each one requires a wetware processor and 4 Draconic cores. Each Draconic core requires improved Ender Eye and quantum processors. I don't think I've actually automated these yet, so I don't think I'm going to be able to craft all of these, but let's have a look. Yeah. It should know how to make those ASOCs. I'll have to double check. And then we're going to need to automate improved Ender Eyes. Yes, we should have everything automated for the Wyvern cores now. We'll just craft them 4 at a time because we don't have enough flasks otherwise. The first 4 we can do. These ASOCs I just hadn't got a cutting machine recipe for. I knew I'd automated the wafers. We also need, how many tungsten steel screws? 16 I think. Oh, where did I put the living armor? Is that in the chest downstairs? We should have everything now to upgrade these to the Wyvern armor. So the head, the chest, the legs, and then finally the boots. So there is our full set of Wyvern armor. And this is probably somewhat better than we have already, or about the same, but we're going to upgrade it. We're going to make the Draconic Armour. Now, each of these upgrades requires 2 Awakened Draconium Ingots, Draconic Energy Core, and an Awakened Core. So this is where we need the rest of the Wyvern cores. Make sure we keep crafting those. Yeah, so we should be able to make our 4 Awakened cores now. We need to throw 4 Nether Stars in there. Each of these needs 4 Awakened Draconium. There's our first Awakened core. Now that we have our Awakened cores, we need 4 Draconic Energy cores. These are just crafting recipes, so I've programmed these in. We can't quite do them all at once. But these are a Wyvern core, 4 Awakened Draconium, and then 4 Wyvern Energy cores, which are 4 Draconium, 4 blocks of redstone, and a Draconic core. We'll do these 2 at a time and just do 2 crafts. And it will take a little bit of time because there's 24 EV circuits for each one. Is that EV? Yeah. And now that we have the Awakened cores, we can make the Draconic Armour. Each one's 2 Awakened Draconium, 1 Draconic Energy Core, and 1 Awakened Core. Now I'm quite happy with my Infinity boots. So we don't really need the boots, but we will use the rest. We will also upgrade this to the Infinity, but we need to make Neutronium first. And this requires Americium, which requires... this is just blast furnace? No. So it requires Lutetium, and then it requires Lanthanum, which comes from rare earths and centrifuging, so we've got a bunch of this. We look reasonably neat in the Draconic Armour with the Infinity boots. So I've added energy hatches on the inside of this. I'm not sure if they can go in other places, but I still don't have enough energy buffer to start the Americium. Yes, I've maxed out the amount of energy hatches we can use on this reactor, on this, well, fusion reactor. And we can't do the, I think it's 200 million for the Americium. Yeah, 200 million for the Americium. So we are going to have to build, I assume, the next tier of fusion reactor in order to make this. We can do this lutetium. This is just 80 million. And for every ingot, it's 1 ingot of lanthanum and 1 ingot of silicon. So I will melt some of that down, and we'll probably just like make a stack of this or something. Okay, so we can start the craft for the lutetium now. Melted down a stack each of lanthanum and silicon. That should give us a stack's worth of lutetium. Although I don't plan on solidifying this, because we're just going to put it straight in with the stack of chrome. Make the Americium. Silicon in one side. And lanthanum in the other side. Hope that my power network isn't completely dead while it fills up the buffer. And you can see it's just occurring in this tank. So in order to make the fusion reactor computer Mark II, this doubles the amount that can go into the buffer. I don't know how much it starts with, but we may actually need to go all the way up to the Mark III for this. We'll make a Mark II first. I don't know where we're going to put all of these. I'm not going to lie. Guess maybe I can extend this out some more, and we can put them both like one on top of the other if we have to make both of them. And then we could put some plasma turbines on one of these, potentially. But yeah, in order to make the Mark II fusion reactor, we need 4 wetware supercomputers, a bunch of HPICs, soldering alloys, superconductor wire, but we need europium. Now this is another fusion material. And this is basically 3 buckets of hydrogen to 1 bucket of neodymium. Yeah, pretty much what we can do here is just... Can we even do that in this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... This needs 150 million EU to start. And this only has 80 million. Am I looking at the right reactor? Mark II. Needs europium. Maybe if we upgrade the energy hatches, we'll get more. See, if I can't make the Mark II without europium, and I don't know how else I'd get europium. Yeah, maybe if we upgrade these to ZPM energy hatches, we will get more energy buffer. Because otherwise I'm not sure how we're supposed to craft the europium for the fusion reactor Mark II. Yeah, I'll have to look into it, because I don't see how we get more energy. Oh, they can go on the outside as well. Okay. That means we can put another 8 energy hatches on it. Oh, I put all the extra hatches on the outside, and we can't make the Americium still. I should have mathed that a bit better. We're still 40k short, so we will need a fusion reactor Mark II. But we can make the europium now, because that only needs 150 million to start. So I'll melt down like a stack of neodymium, and then we'll toss a bunch of hydrogen in it and see how much, well, make a stack of europium, which is more than we're going to need. I think we only need like 10 plates or something like that to finish the pack. But I don't want to have to do it again later. Actually, they're used for the Draconic Energy or the LUV ones, so I might want to make a few of these later. Okay, so I think we're ready to make the Europium now. Also, one note about this Draconic Armour that I love, the too hot to handle containers don't burn me anymore, so no more randomly setting me on fire. We'll throw the neodymium in, and the hydrogen. This reservoir holds like 1,300 buckets, so I actually do have more hydrogen than it looks like. And I will start getting the Europium. And I do want to solidify this because it's mostly used in plates. And there's our first Europium ingot. There's been a slight change of plan since the last clip. I've moved the fusion reactor over into this new space that I've created. And the original plan was to do this page first and then do the key. But I think we're actually going to make the key first and then use the infinite resources to make the other stuff. So we've actually crafted everything that's on here before. The only thing that we are going to struggle with is UV power. So we're going to switch over to powering our base with fusion. We still need to build the plasma turbines. But we're going to do the oxygen plasma fusion, which is carbon and helium-3. Now, assuming I've worked it out at least somewhat correctly. So we have a graphite chicken and a gassy chicken back here. And the graphite chicken makes tiny parts of graphite, which goes into this crafter, gives us graphite dust, which we electrolyze into carbon dust, which is melt into carbon ingots, and fluid extract into carbon. So that's one part down. And I'm pretty sure I did the math right, and this will be fast enough. For the helium-3, though, we are taking oxygen. We're running it through an advanced mass fabricator, which is giving us positive matter and neutral matter. I just need to power this. And then we have this replicator here, which is going to duplicate this helium-3. And then once we turn this on, it should power the reactor, because the only thing it hasn't got is the helium-3. And I've built a black hole quantum tank 3, which stores 256,000, I think, buckets. And this should sustain, I think it's up to 16 plasma turbines. And they produce 1.5 LUV each. So I think we need about 11 of them or something to produce 1 UV. So we still have a ways to go. The next step's going to be building the plasma turbines. Tungsten steel gears, crystal assembly, large tungsten steel pipes, and UV machine holes. And these are naquadah alloy and osmium plates. So we are going to have to do naquadah and osmiridium to get the naquadah alloy. We have the osmium for the casing. And apart from that, it's not too bad. We need these tungsten steel turbine casings, but these are actually reasonably cheap. So yeah, I'm going to get on encoding all those recipes, and we will make we'll make 4 to start off with plasma turbines. Okay, so let's try and craft 2 of these, and we have everything for that. Because when we craft 1, then we'll get 2 more for free from the looks of it. And then we'll need to craft 1 more. Really need 30 casings to build the multi-block. I guess probably thereabouts, yeah. And we should Put these in. It's got 6 tungsten steel ingots and a tungsten steel frame. Those are the wrong machine casings. These are the right ones. And do we have enough tungsten steel is the question. We do not. But we have everything else, so that's good. We actually get 16 free tungsten steel turbine casings as well, so we only need to make another 14. When we do the 14, I have put more in anyway because we're going to need more, but yeah, we can make the 14 already. Okay, let me grab those. What else do we need for this? This quest. LUV energy output hatch. We actually have that. Right here. And so that's going to give us 60 more turbine casings, some more plasma turbines. So we're going to need another 2 rotor holders. And some more energy hatches. Okay, I think I should have everything for these now, so let's try and build it. There we go, there is our 4 plasma turbines. We'll hook these up with lasers. And we will use TerraSteel rotors again. And we should have everything to make our first LUV Lapatronic crystal. It takes 8 Lapatronic energy orbs, 4 European plates, 4 high power LCs, a fiber reinforced circuit board, and a qubit CPU each, as well as 16 fine pattern wires. Everything apart from the high power ICs and the Lapatron crystals have got multiple crusts worth. I'm just going to have to make a load more Lapatronic orbs up. There we go, there's our first LUV Lapatronic energy orb cluster. Now this battery buffer is kind of tucked away back here. You can't actually get back here without going all the way over, but I shouldn't need to once it's got the batteries in here ever come back here. And this is 1 billion EU's worth of storage. So although it's going to overproduce, I'm going to turn this on now and see that it all works. It should be completely self-sufficient, so it's not exactly like I'm wasting stuff. So turning that on should start this, which should in turn start these. I don't know how much fuel these need before they start up. About 1,000 it looks like. It just took its second lot of 1,000 oxygen plasma, and we'd had over 4,000 stored at that point. So that should be enough to power 16, yeah. We're not even up to speed yet, and we're already producing 17,000 EU a tick. So yeah, if it's 1.5 amps of LUV, we're probably looking at 48,000 EU a tick per. Okay, so we're maxed out and we're producing 48,000 EU a tick times 4. We're definitely positive on the amount of fuel we're getting, which is good. Our battery is charging. And now the only thing to really check is So we're positive on helium, even though we're using it. This is still maxed out. And carbon's just about positive by the looks of it, because these machines aren't quite running constantly. It's good because it means that we're producing just about the right amount. So yeah, it's costing us nothing but power to run this. This is a completely isolated system that's just run off of 2 sets of chickens. I might need some more graphite chickens. Even so, that'll be really easy to set up. We look fine with the gassy chickens. But either way, we're only using like less than 8 amps of HV power to produce 6 amps of LUV power. So rather than building more plasma turbines now, I think we make more of these Lapatronic energy orbs. And we try to get enough that we can output UV for 900 seconds, which is a bit of an ask. It's only 5.4 billion EU, but I think these battery buffers only output the amount of EU as they have batteries, so I would need 16 of these in order to output 1 UV, I think. However, this is 1 ZPM, so that's 4 less batteries that we need. This is just 1 LUV, so that's 1 less battery. But yeah, I think if we make like another 6 or so batteries, we can probably just about pull off crafting the creative storage key. And then after that, we can just duplicate the batteries or even duplicate UV batteries and transform up. And then never have to worry about power again. So I've been grinding away and I don't need that anymore. I've made most of the stuff for it now. Grinding these 24 awakened cores. It took some time, they're really expensive. Wetware processor for each of these. 2 EV processors for each of these. But we can now make the chaotic cores, I'm pretty sure. Oh, this one's much slower. How much RF is it pulling to power it at that speed? Only 40k. I guess it's the energy conduits. So yeah, I'll finish getting everything together and then we can finally craft this creative storage key. All right, I've got everything together for the creative key. I've forced these to be always on and the batteries are very nearly full. It's close enough at this point. All these batteries are full. If I've done the math correctly, we have enough voltage, well, amperage to run the machine. It has been upgraded to UV. Now, I know we have enough energy, it's just whether or not we can get it into the machine fast enough, because this is a 15-minute craft. And if we lose power, then we lose progress. Which is a little bit concerning. So we have 700,000 oxygen plasma stored in here already, so I'm just going to soft mallet this so this isn't taking power. Pretty much everything in the base, apart from a couple of like MV and 1 or 2 HV machines, is turned off now, and the AE system, of course. This is maxed out. So let's see if we can get this done. 16 buckets of primal mana, 2 buckets of lube, 12 buckets of polytetrafluoroethylene, 10 buckets of molten crystalline alloy, Aurelia artifact, Euclid's Prime artifact, storage key, 4 IV field generators, 2 chaotic cores, 2 wetware mainframes, 16 awakened cores, 32 neutronium blocks, and the moment of truth. We accepted the recipe. This craft is using over 1 million RF a tick. The hope is that these drain somewhat evenly at least. If we lose too many of these, then we might struggle to provide enough power. Same goes for these. If these don't drain evenly, then we could have problems, but these aren't even draining at the moment, so I think this provides enough power to keep those full. Plus we're getting some extra little bits from here, although these ones are draining very quickly. So hopefully we're not relying on those. But yeah, this is going to take about 15 minutes to craft, so I will see you on the other side. Wow, I think I might have actually done the math right for once. It looks like it's going to finish. It's exciting. There's 3% left. Decided to employ the strategy of just not looking at my power situation behind me and just assuming that everything's absolutely fine and nothing's on fire. And it seems to have worked out just fine. And there we go, it finished. How are we doing for power? Okay, so we did lose a few of these batteries. Thankfully it didn't mess us up too badly. Now give me that key. So there we go, the creative storage key. We're not finished yet, obviously. We haven't unlocked this quest yet because we haven't finished this page. And then on the progression page, we haven't done the Mark II fusion reactor yet. So we haven't unlocked this quest either. And I still plan to finish that, but it's going to be so much easier now that we have these. Now, just a hopeful example of how this works, I'll throw that Draconic orb in there. We make that draw creative. Unfortunately, they have power in them. 2 more. Now I assume we can make it not creative anymore. And take that back out. Now we never have to worry about power again. It's actually quite interesting that you can duplicate the power that's in it. You could make a pretty interesting power system that works on just every time it empties a battery, just pull a new one out of the drawer. But I mean, it's kind of pointless at this point. This is the end game of the pack. Let's just duplicate these real fast because I never want to actually craft any of these. This is the final tier of circuit. Yeah, it's more of these than I'm ever going to need. What are they even used in? UV machines. If I make a fusion reactor Mark III, then I'll need some of these. Otherwise, it was kind of pointless. But I know that I never have to craft any of these now. Might as well just get a bunch of these as well. Unfortunately, none of the quest rewards gave us the one other tier of circuit. Where is it? This one. So I'm going to have to craft one of these the proper way, I guess. They're not particularly difficult, especially when you have unlimited of these, and I will have unlimited of those. Oh good, there is a recipe that requires the diode. I was worried that I was just going to have to craft those for no reason, just to complete the quest. But yeah, it makes things like crafting the Infinity Armour where, you know, you have expensive components like the IV field generator and all these neutronium plates. I only have to make one neutronium now. Naquador alloy, I only have to make one. You only have to make one of these dense energy cells and don't have to do 16 of these multi-blocks. So yeah, everything in the pack should be a lot easier now to get to the end. Yeah, I think I'm going to end this episode here. We got so much done today. Next episode, we're definitely going to finish this page. I think next episode's probably going to be the last episode. But I want to make sure we finish everything up on this page. And we will need the Mark II fusion reactor to make the Infinity Armour as well, which will finish the primary progression goals page. And then we'll see like how much time's left. There's not huge amounts left to finish, and with the creative key, we can probably just like rush through some of these quests, and so we're probably not going to do 100%. Like I'm only going to make a Mark III fusion reactor if like I've got a bunch of spare time, because I don't need it for anything. And I don't know if I can really be bothered to go like hunting in dungeons for any of these chickens that I don't have that you can't craft. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Leave any feedback down in the comments. Remember, I am open to suggestions on what I play next, but it's very likely to be Noma Factory Unofficial Community Edition next. And I will see you next time. Bye.